If you could say one more thing to Rosie, what would it be? Give me back my fucking pizza, you whore. It's not like I'm ridiculously drunk or anything. I've decided to answer some questions seriously because, you know, I'm not serious a lot of the time. Well, I decided I was going to answer some of your questions seriously. Without laughs, without anything funny. 100%, totally 100% serious. That's 100% serious, 100%. I'm not going to lie to you because I don't like that. I find liars deceitful persons. First things first, I have been drinking. I haven't got a problem, despite it being 7 in the evening. That's when I peak. So I'm going to answer some of your questions while eating my Doritos. Question 1. Religion, what is up with that? What food do you hate the most? I like a lot of food. Probably parsley, because my mum ate a lot of it when I was in the womb, and obviously I developed some kind of hating and disliking towards it. I think it tastes like asshole. We're gonna loosening. That's ridiculous. I love them both equally. Sex or food? Well, I do like my food, but I do like my sex. Although sex doesn't usually come with a stuffed crust. If Rosie magically woke up tomorrow with a penis, would you let her put it in your mouth? What kind of fucking question is this? No. Nothing goes in there, and I'll tell you why. I have a funny jaw that dislocates all the time. So, okay. How serious can you get? I'm intrigued. I'm serious enough to talk about vaginal rejuvenation. I don't need it. I'm just saying, if someone said, Rose, talk about vaginal rejuvenation, I'd be like, oof, shit's a killer, man. If you had a penis for one day, what would you do? Okay, I'd play Star Wars. Favourite Hindu deity? I'm not very clever. I don't really understand religion, so I'm going to say Patrick Swayze. Do I believe in life after death? I don't know. I think it might just end. And then Whoopi Goldberg rolls over and tells you all the things you did right in life. I don't know. I feel like maybe we take everybody that we love with us. This is a part of me that you're never gonna ever take away from me. This has absolutely no relevance to that question in any way. Judge me. That picture over there, that awesome skull thing, was painted by Daddy Dix because he's an artiste. Which is where I get my artistic flair. Okay, next question. I think you should come to the US, but serious question. What, comma, if anything, comma, would you choose over Rosie and why? I choose ice cream, sweets, pizza, Emma Stone, some Doritos, some salsa dip. I take quite a lot over Rosie, actually. I'm joking. I wouldn't take anything over Rosie because there's a lot of flavouring on this Dorito. I wouldn't take anything over Rosie because she's so goddamn important and perfect. So, I don't want anything. Maybe a sandwich. How did your parents... That's foreign. How did your parents have received when they found... Okay. I think this person is asking me what my parents thought about me being gay. My parents aren't the best, but they also are not the worst. They were not so good when I first came out as a gay. They found it quite hard to deal with in terms of me actually dating girls or girl. I haven't had a lot of experiences, no one's going to lie about that. But I am a one-woman man. How many fingers am I holding up? Just the one! You're so beautiful. Did you ever have self-confidence issues, like body issues? I still have body issues. I'm probably one of the worst people for this. I monitor my weight constantly. And I don't like myself a lot of the time. Everybody has things that they hate. I have things that I hate that I won't talk about because I find that if that happens, then you become more conscious of it when you speak to other people about it. But yeah, I think everybody in their right mind, there's no one on earth that likes every single thing about themselves, apart from Rosie. Okay. You want serious? You got it. How did your OCD manifest itself? Do you have any repetitive behaviour? Yes, I'm repetitively awesome. Yeah, I do. I've had issues with OCD for the last decade. Obsessive compulsive disorder pretty much ruined my life from the age of 15 to 19. I had counselling for it and therapy on and off for a period of 7 years, both one-to-one and group, and it's really, really shit. It's very, very difficult to control, but now it's not. At the time, you think you're going to die of depression, but I found that I'm actually pretty grateful for it. Yes, it makes me a pain in the ass when it comes to cleaning sometimes. I'm pretty obsessed with it, but in other ways, I'm really glad because I find that it makes me a perfectionist. I feel very sick. I drank a lot. And by being a perfectionist, I find that my standards are higher than maybe other people's. So every time I try and meet them, I actually achieve something for myself. So I don't see it as being completely destructive behaviour. I just think I put a lot of pressure on myself to do well in life, and when I don't really cut myself a break that much. But apart from that, OCD got you wrapped around my little finger, y'all. So screw you. Do you worry about being discriminated against because of your sexuality? Do you know what? Not really. I do what I want when I want to do it. If I want to hold my girlfriend's hand or kiss her in public, then I will. The only time I ever feel slightly ill at ease is when I'm walking through a gang of guys or men holding Rosie's hand, because I feel like they think it's an invitation for them to come on to us or to assume we want to mix it up, because lots of people don't think we're lesbians, so they think it's a little bit of a flaunt type situation where we're kind of enticing when really we're just being sexy. So that's when I kind of refrain sometimes from being as affectionate towards her as I want to be. So yeah, there are times where I pick and choose slightly, not because I'm ashamed, because sometimes it's easier just to hold it back slightly, because there are times I've been shouted at and things like that, but I don't get upset about it because I've kicked some fucking ass. But yeah, it can be a little bit awkward at times, and no one's going to lie about that. I mean, however confident you are in your relationship, there are going to be times where you might feel a little bit like, oh god, that could get awkward. Who is ringing me though? No. Okay. Do you believe in string theory? Sting or string? Sting I believe in. I think he's got a powerful voice. String I also believe in, because I've seen it. What's your career plan? Okay, mum. My career plan is to have one. Despite your young age, have you and Rosie already talked about adoption? Yes, we have talked about adoption. We've also talked about physically pushing one out, a baby. And I think that I would actually make a really good parent, and I think that Rosie would make an excellent parent. I would dress my kid in street fashion, so they're street. If they used double negatives when they spoke, I don't know what I'd do. I don't know. I'm just going to jump off that bridge when I come to it. Okay. Would you rather have a random stranger taped to you for 3 days or travel? Why would I want that? I would definitely travel by camel. They are extremely trustworthy, intelligent people, and most of them, I hear, are scientists. Do you ever want kids? If so, what would you call them? I would call them Flinny Falulu, Poo Poo Booby Booby, or Dave. If you could meet your celebrity crush, where would you like to meet them? Where would I like to meet them? In my bedroom. Were there moments in your life where you thought, no, I can't be a lesbian, I have to be straight, normal? How do you get through that? Well, to be honest with you, yeah, I did. I had really big issues when I was about 13 about being lesbian. I felt really bad about fancying my school friends. That's when I accepted it in my mind. It didn't come out at 14, but that's when I accepted it. And I went to school one day thinking, oh, I've accepted it in my head. Does that mean other people are going to be able to tell that I'm gay because I've accepted that I'm gay? And no one did. But I was inwardly at peace with it. It was fine by me. And then it was okay. And then I came out at about 19, properly. And that's when I had my first relationship for 4 years. So, yeah, it's okay. It's very difficult for some people to be gay. Especially with assholes like fucking Shirley Phelps and all that bullshit. You've got to really turn a blind eye to people who try and tell you that you're worthless or make you feel ashamed of who you are based on the people that you fall in love with. It's ridiculous. Why on earth would you not be with someone who makes you happy? As long as you're good to people, as long as you're not horrible or outwardly discriminating to anybody, then love who you want to love, because life is just damn too short to give a shit and let anybody tell you what to do. What is the one thing you are extremely afraid of? The biggest thing I'm afraid of is losing Rosie, probably, because of whatever reason, but especially if it's a failing in me. Serious. And say we had a problem and I feel like I didn't try hard enough and then I lost her. That's my biggest fear. So I feel like it's very important, if you have something good, to try your best. Just try your best to make things work and don't become lazy. And, you know, you're not always going to agree. And if you do need to argue, then argue, but sort your shit out, because if it's worth having, it's worth fighting for, and not in the volatile punching way. So yes, that's probably my biggest fear. Also ants.